Hey, bro, I'm starting to feel like I don't know. Tell me if maybe I'm just a little too like I'm overreacting, but I'm starting to feel like them longest reception yard props is damn near like field goal attempts.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. You got somebody explosive, and you feel like they're really driving the ball down the field. Like I wanted to get on top of it before they did it, but Russell Wilson and Malik Neighbors gonna make so much money off that shit this year.
Oh, longest reception.
Yeah, because him and George Pickens, that's news. That was his go-to prop. Austin Props was spamming that shit all last year. He was spamming Nico's longest reception, which he hit yesterday on the
Yeah, he did.
touchdown.
Yeah, and that's what made me say that to you because I was just like, in my brain, how I process it is like, if y'all got them going yard today, or y'all got them clearing 75, 80 yards, there's a 25 30-yard reception amongst that. I would think outside of obviously getting like 8 to 10 catches. And that's how. And then Sunday when we was talking, Tyreek, he cleared the 30 reception longest yard prop, longest reception prop. And so I was just like, man, all I need you to do is just give me one. And that's really never dead.
Come on.
Come on, like, let's go ahead and bring it home then, why don't we?
And then Mahomes had cash rush attempts down, I think, in the second quarter.
Bruh, I'm going
He
back
been
check.
he
I'm
been a
like,
fantasy godsend this year because he been having to run that ball.
bro, he has, bro. He absolutely has for you, bro. I had looked at first. I was like, damn, he got three already. I was
Bro.
like, it's a game of halves. I'm not gonna overreact. Let's just wait. And then he
I'm
cashed
as
in the first half. I was
I,
like, we
I
lit.
won't I won't say too much, but I'm up against somebody this week who I should absolutely steamroll.
Well, why don't we go check?
And the only reason my team total don't say over 142 is because I'm choosing to start a couple other people in them spots. You know how they don't really be knowing ball like that.
Yeah.
So man, hey, God's Godspeed to you, man. It's gonna be a long day.
I didn't know who you was talking about, but I realized who the shot is
Oh, I wouldn't even brought it up if if it wasn't
in.
applicable, if it wasn't news you could use.
Yeah, nah, I don't wish Darnell no success in fantasy football.
Oh man, and I'm gonna take it a step further. I don't wish none of you niggas except me.
Like we don't just have to keep it on one person. Let's spread it around.
Right. Let's say this. Call me the can man.
Anybody can get it. And
Um,
now, what was I about to say? No, I only say that because I only say that because Amon St. Brown obviously goes like
oh my
ridiculous,
god, that I don't
and
see that
like,
shit happening again for
and of
not
course,
2 weeks in a row.
I feel like you was trolling because you changed your name, you changed your avatar, your profile pic. I was like, oh,
Damn,
he on
he feeling good.
one.
And them
He
the
feeling.
ones I love. Them the ones I love. Because I want you to feel amazing. I'm talking about.
I was
I
like,
definitely want you to feel carefree.
like I want you to feel invincible.
Say Yahtzee. Got you, nigga.
But yeah, no. When I say you do all that, I was like, all right, bro. I know St. Brown is good, but like, let's relax.
What he
We're
change
not.
his name to? The Saint Browners? The Saints go marching in?
Swift, where I love, Swift, where I love, which is I guess an homage to your lineup, obviously with Swift, Jordan Love, and
It's
all
Yeah,
that.
pronounced
but
with raw love.
yeah. uh,
St.
Oh
Louis.
man. Yo, so I'm on the phone with Shorty today, right? He had called me. He was like, hey, I'm about to send you something, check your phone. So he sent me a phone of his roster in the other fantasy league in. And I was just like, yeah, I was like, yeah, I see it. He's like, I just got away with highway robbery. I was like, what you talking about? What you mean? He was like, I just traded away uh Joe Burrow for Jordan Love and David Montgomery. Like this dude in another league he was in was like hounding him, like, bro, what you want for Joe Burrow? What you want for Joe Burrow? And Shorty was like, he went on and traded for him, traded Joe Burrow off
And the
just
nigga
to,
got hurt that week. I know that nigga sick.
bruh. Man, this game does not play fair, man, but you gotta respect it. You gotta respect it,
I
boy.
was just telling my nigga Mooty, I'm like, damn, you actually got a roster this year, bro. And Joe Burrow get hurt and he 0-2 in the league now. Sucks for him. I'm 2-0 though, man. I scraped by this week. I'm
Yeah.
2-0 in the money league, so I'm keep my foot on these niggas next. I ain't gonna lie, bro. Me picking up, I got the trio. You might well call me the Tampa Bay Shiners because I got Mike Evans, Emeka Ngubike, and Bucky Irvin in the money league, and they all started.
Bro,
Yes,
get all three. What league you in?
bro. Because the strategy had to change. Like with so many good players, because I picked first, so I picked Bijan Robinson first.
Oh,
That's
okay.
why I picked B. So I'm so strong at running back, bro. Like Bijan and Bucky are the two leading fantasy backs.
Yeah,
I'm
easily.
like, and I got Josh Allen as my quarterback. Good luck, bro. And I got Devonta Adams in my flex.
See, that's what I be
And
talking
Ted
about, bro.
McMillan with Cooper Cup
Maybe
and
you
Quinshon
just
Judkins and Ramondre Stevenson, who went nuts.
maybe you just gotta really know ball to be able to exploit having the number one overall pick.
Yeah, bro, because I'm not banking. I wasn't banking on like my first picks for real to carry me through. I was banking on waiver wire additions and stuff like that, where I got Quinshon Judkins, and then I picked up Ramondre Stevenson because I'm like, bro, if worst come to worst, if one of these niggas turn into running back one on a team, I could stick them in the slot or the flex position one week when I ain't, got my Tampa Bay Shiners in as far as receivers, you know what I'm saying? Because a
Yeah,
bye week will come, right?
yeah,
A bye
right.
week will, because that's what they was trying to clown me in the draft, and I'm like, yeah, automated Yahoo system, bitch. I'm gonna show you.
Yeah, bro,
Because
I fucking hate. Last year projected me to only win 2, 3 games.
it was
They
still
all
it was still capping on me when to win. It was just like, yeah, he manages to get a mediocre win. I'm like,
managers like managers.
bitch ass nigga, fuck you.
Yeah,
I
first
won. First off.
yeah, no, I feel like I did what I needed to do last week in the waiver wires, and now from here on out, like with the juggernauts I do have, I know if the team is great as I expect them to be, those playoff stretches they gonna be getting set. So like now I'm like orchestrating and developing the strategy and the game plan to like be ready for the back end of the season. Because that's what is really gonna count it. But yeah, beautiful people. Without further ado, we will officially welcome you to the Respect the Game podcast. My name is Edward, named after a great man, that being my pops. Shout out to my mama and my granny for helping raise boys too. Please make sure you go follow at EMAX Stats for all your up-to-date high school, pro, and collegiate sports coverage. We're not disappointed. We'll keep you up to date on all that is going on in the beautiful sports world. Not at full strength yet. Our brother Sedacious on the road working. He may get in late, maybe not, but whether he does, if he don't, we still gonna hold it down in his absence and represent for him with a 3-on-3 championship team that we got going here tonight. What is a podcast without your brethren?
Man, Big Brother Iron Man, Shine Hard is up tapping in. Uh, NFL season underway, man. Shine Hard Surgical Picks. I believe we will have a segment in the future for y'all soon. So stay like that.
Is the host with the most that blows the most smoke, Black Peace, the rap plug, the hip hop plug. You already know, man. Uh, Screw it, man. Still check out Talking Smoke on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. I'm not recording live, but I got some gold over there. Go check it out. I got some um female rap history. I got some Chicago rap history going on. So yeah, let's go.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. Let's just cut to the chase. 2 games in, 0-2. Should we or should there be slow singing and flower bringing for the Houston Texans season?
I was at the Monday night football game upon yesterday.
That was intentional.
Um, Shout out to my dog. It was his birthday. It was actually a birthday gift. He invited me out, and
Happy birthday, man.
yeah, my dog RJ. And it didn't feel like a gift after a while. We went up with 40 seconds left in the fourth quarter on a 20 plus yard Nick Chubb run that I thought could seal the deal. Defense was really embodying the bend but don't break mentality, especially after the second quarter, not giving up anything. And, for whatever reason, D'Amico Ryans, being a defensive coordinator, decides to go damn near prevent defense the entire way and not still be aggressive. And they drive the field in 42 seconds, man, and end up scoring with, only a few seconds left. And I don't want to say that I'm ready to write the ship off because we haven't played any divisional games, but seeing how Daniel Jones actually looks like Peyton Manning from the Colts in 2011, apparently, that could be a potential issue. But I don't know if CJ was seeing ghosts a couple times yesterday, and I know we want to say, OC and things of that nature. But the one thing I did notice, man, the urgency in and out of the huddle. It was too many times when we were breaking the huddle where we were literally operating under 10 seconds left on the play clock, which automatically cancels the ability to make checks at the line of scrimmage. No can plays, no kill, no resets at the line, right? So even if we do see something that we don't like, we're having to go with it anyway because there's no urgency in and out of the huddle. I didn't see us go no huddle at all yesterday. We got towards the end of the half. I think we may have had 20 seconds left at halftime. We didn't even run and play. We were so content to kneel the ball as if we were up. We were down 10-14 going in half. So it's just little things like that to where you just let the fan base know, like, man, we're not even gonna try. We're not gonna even try to go run 2 minute offense. I don't care if it's for 20 seconds. Like Nick Kelly, you made a comment in a press conference, some weeks back before the season started that, you wanted to get into a lot of hurry up situations, going quick, to where the defense wouldn't be able to react and, be able to get substitution packages in and things like that. That's all of those things are strategic. And it was just too many times in the game where we were so lackadaisical with our approach and not being, really lasered in and locked in, just no real sense of urgency, man. And it showed. So um and then CJ just missed some throws yesterday, man. He had Nico open a couple times. He had a couple different players open on some different, plays, but I ain't ready to write us off, bro. But we definitely it's a sense of urgency, bro. It's obviously week 3, without a win, it's a must win early in the season because we almost, first quarter of the season is almost, halfway here, right? 17 games, 4x4. You want to break it in, like that. Oftentimes that last game is, a rest game, especially if you're a playoff team. So we halfway through the first quarter of the season, with 2 weeks being played. So we gotta lock in, dog. It's enough blame to go around to everybody. So I am a bit concerned.
I'm a bit disappointed. I feel like at this point in D'Amico Ryan's career, he should learn to be more tactical, man. I feel like a lot of our losses have come strictly from him not being a tactical coach, being physical, being a player's coach, and that's fine. I like those, those attributes that you have, but you got to start playing more chess and checkers against teams. I feel like a lot of times where his time management is poor. His play calling can be a bit, overly risky for no reason. It could just be just straight brute force. Even though we have the brute force, sometimes it takes a bit of finesse and a bit of, just more beat like Sean Hart said, being more strategic, man. So that's pretty much what I got from it. I feel like the Buccaneers was a worthy opponent, but at the end of the day, I feel like it was you got to tighten up. It's that simple. You got to tighten up on being a technician, man. Um, so we have all that talent and more talent to come in next week, and it's just a shame that we lost the way we lost, all because we fumbled it, like hypothetically speaking. So, have I jumped ship? That kind of loss makes you want to, but I'm still aboard, man. Texas till I die, but that is definitely something we have definitely got to shape up on. The offensive line, shout out to them for at least towards the end of the fourth quarter for putting some kind of effort together. I mean, some effort is better than no effort, but at the end of the day, man, you got to learn how to do that for the whole entire game, man. Like CJ needs you. Like I do think he is seeing ghosts, but it's off of PTSD. When you get sacked that many times, like it don't matter how talented you are, you're gonna get to a certain point where it just comes second nature. It became a point towards the fourth quarter where CJ just like he made a pass to Dalton Schultz, and Dalton Schultz couldn't believe he caught it. He's like, "You got the ball off? Like this is the third quarter. This usually doesn't happen. This third or fourth quarter, this usually doesn't happen."
We
But
gotta
but that's
we get
sad. Like you can I challenge you, Emac, to go look up that pass, I believe, in the fourth quarter to Dalton Schultz and see if you can catch a replay on it. And the reaction that Dalton Schultz has is just like, I got the ball. Oh wow, like the line held up. Because the play went on so long, you would have thought he got sacked by then. So yeah, just gotta tighten up, man.
Um, I'm not jumping ship. I understand the personnel what we're up against with injuries compiled in from our wide receivers, and now it's trickled to the tight ends, and now it's like trickled down to our offensive line. So I understand what we up against. It sucks because we have a Super Bowl contending defense, and you would love in a perfect world
I want to
for
make a
that.
comment about the defense. Now, I think they could be. They didn't look well. I'll say this. I think because of the amount of times that they've been on the field, they've been breaking more than they've been bending. Pause. But like they did lock down as far as like second, third, and obviously they didn't score until literally the end of the game from the start of the second quarter. So I think it could be a result of them offense just not being able to sustain drives and get enough first downs in order to get a defense an adequate rest to be able to be as at their optimal strength. So defense hasn't looked as great as I thought it would, even though it was still top 5 through 2 weeks. But
Like, what more can you want the defense to do?
at,
Like,
at some point, I need to see rookie CJ. Like I need to see you overcome your circumstances. And like Nick Cayley was saying, okay, the offensive line ain't that good. Let's go quick game. Why are we huddling every time we want to run offense? We don't have to do that. We do not have to do that. We can actually go no huddle. Let's get some signals going. Let's go to our quick game. Let's get some quick hitters. CJ, get up to the line. Tell me what you know what I'm saying? Like call it out. Like, and then what you do have in the ability when you go quick, defense can't sub, and not only that, you got the whole play clock at your disposal. So instead of being 8 seconds, down and being having to actually hike the ball, maybe you come up to the line with 25 seconds, and now we can scan the defense, we can run motion, we can kill, we can slide the protection left. You can't even slide the protection up there because you're just getting up there so damn late. So yeah, I sound like I'm preaching, but I'm just passionate, man.
no, I understand. I think for me with that game, where we don't have our offense isn't what it was last season, so I feel like the play calling is maybe still reminiscent of what we used to be, and that 4th and goal, 11-15 left, going forward, I thought that's where we lost the game at because like the offense isn't great. Therefore, I feel like take the guaranteed points that are being allotted to you. Some may argue, hey, was talking to Christian. So the coach was talking to him. I know somehow the POV was like, well, the offense isn't great enough that you could guarantee that they would be in field goal range again to be able to kick a field goal. Some may argue. I seen somebody also arguing like, hey, Todd Bowles elected to let the Texans score on the Nick Chubb touchdown so he could get the ball back and they could have a chance to score it. And he could,
Wow.
you could talk about hey, D'Amico, like what's up with the clock management, right? You could have those, you could argue from that standpoint. But my thing is, you take that field goal on their 4th and goal situation. It's still early. Our defense is still elite enough to get you the ball back. Then you compound that next field goal that you got on top of the Nick Chubb touchdown, 23-14, 23-21, whatever the score was. We go home with the victory if you take those early on points.
Sounds tactical to me.
That's the approach you could take if you kick the field goal. If you don't kick the field goal, then you got to play. Like people say, you got to play the clock situation. And so, for our personnel to not be what it's be, for us to be depleted with injuries, you can't compound that with piss poor play calling, clock management. Like that's like sticking a knife in and like constantly turning it because it's just like you're just we're watching this team go from bad to worse, bad to worse. I believe CJ has the talent capability to turn shit into a little bit of sugar, but if he's going up against the personnel that he's handicapped with, and then he also has to play against the play calling and the decision making,
I
slow
think
singing and flower bringing, bro. Slow singing and flower.
I think we got a lot of good production out of Jalen Noel, especially in the kick return game. You know, he had a very pivotal kick return to set up that Nick Chubb touchdown. So I'm not too sure if we wouldn't have scored even with Todd Bowles, let him score approach, you know. And I get that, but we are down personnel as far as receivers. And I did hear that we are getting Braxton Berrios and Christian Kirk back, two pivotal slot guys. So maybe that'll open some more options up in the pass game. But I have to see some quick game next week. I have to see um, sustained drives. I can no longer watch the 3-and-out offense that is the predictable Houston Texans, bro.
Three and
Let's
out. Our
let's throw the let's
defense.
throw the ball on first down. Let's
Three
try
and
that.
out. Our defense gets a block punt, great field position. We go 3-and-out, get nothing out of their position. What are we doing, bro? What more do you want from the defense, bro? I want to close with this. Everybody may not know, but some may know. But my son, recently born, is 3 weeks on this past Sunday. And I know this is a hard time, but I'm at the point right now with my son being 3 weeks old that I am questioning fatherhood and if I truly want to be a parent. Again, I know this is a hard term, but just allow me to get this out. Why is it hard for you to be a parent? Why are you questioning fatherhood? Because I envision fatherhood being about celebrating your hometown wins with your son. My
Wow.
son was born into this, man. He was
Not
born.
not
He was born into
not
this,
sworn in.
and I have yet to be able to celebrate a Texans win with my son, and it's breaking my heart.
Jesus.
What is fatherhood about if I can't celebrate my hometown team's win?
Wow, the Texans are actually tearing apart families, which is insane to say.
Oh my God.
What
What
is
have we
fa-
come to, and where are we going as a nation and a city? And I don't know.
I just want to celebrate with my son.
I don't know. I don't think that's too much to ask.
Y'all nephew deserve better, bro.
I had to walk a long walk of, I call it the NRG walk of shame. If you know, you know that big long tunnel and walking back down, man. Hey, I would love to do that after a win. That feel better after a win.
Texans, if not for the city, for my son, for me being a father. Man, oh man, gotta love it, man. Gotta love it, man. We're not gonna jump off the ship, Texas, man. But get right, man. Get right, man. Get right. Uh, Still kicking it with football. Shedeur comments came out. He told the Baltimore Ravens, "Hey, do not draft me. I don't want to play behind Lamar Jackson." What do y'all make of those comments?
Complete non-story, man. Of course. Why would he want to go and sit behind a two-time MVP? He actually wants to go compete for a starting job, and essentially you get drafted by the Ravens. You know, there's not really going to be too many opportunities to showcase your skills, to even garner enough attention to, you know, maybe have someone trade for you, you know, in the very near future. So I think it's just another tactic of, hey, let's leak some more information before we actually play the Ravens, so we can actually make Shedeur look, you know, more stupider than we already, you know, have tried to make him look. But honestly, I feel like it's a non-story. Why would you want to go somewhere where you have zero chance of starting? Absolutely zero. There's a new
And
stat that is out about Lamar Jackson, and I'm gonna let you get that off. He leads the NFL as a whole in its entirety. He leads the NFL all time in passer rating. His career passer rating is the highest in NFL history. And on top of that, he also leads, again, the entire NFL in its totality of 100 plus years. He's the quarterback with the most rushing yards in NFL history already.
and ladies and gentlemen, that is your stat of the week, brought to you by none other than your logo here in this lower third. The stat of the week is a run it by the people one more again who in the back of didn't hear you, please.
Hey, man, as it currently stands today, Lamar Jackson has the best career passer rating in NFL history, along with the most rushing yards for an NFL quarterback in NFL history. Talk about respecting the game. Wow.
I
Why would
feel.
you want to go sit behind that? I said all
And
that to say
yeah,
that.
and I was gonna add, I feel like if you want to respect a guy, you want to acquire a guy, you want a guy who wants to play and not be content with being on the bench. You want a guy who wants
Exactly.
to be out there to make a play, to be a playmaker. But
You don't want a guy who's comfortable with being second fiddle. Yeah, being good, nigga. That'll get you Drew
Drew
Gooden.
Gooden, yeah, I
Come on,
mean,
man. Shedeur won't Jordan numbers. LeBron foot in.
but I mean, there are other people on the other side who may feel as if though what Shedeur said is he could be full of shit. I don't know. But I do pass the mic to Black Peace.
Feel like due to his style of play, I feel like he is a top quarterback for injury risk. And I feel like he should have looked at the bigger picture of it, Shedeur, and that wouldn't have been the worst opportunity. That's just
Yeah,
how
because
I
they
look
have
at it.
such great receivers.
Is
It doesn't have to do with anything.
hold on. Let me. I just want to please forgive me. I'm trying to advance the conversation. I'm not interrupting you just to interrupt you. You just said that Shador should have looked at it as being like you said a better opportunity. How did you say that again? I'm
I
sorry.
don't think it's the worst opportunity. I don't think it's the
Okay,
greatest, but I don't think it's the worst.
you don't think it's the worst opportunity.
Operative phrasing.
You don't think it's the worst opportunity for somebody who wants to be a starter, for somebody who's sitting behind a player who has the best passer rating and most rushing yards as a quarterback in NFL history. At what point, what light at the end of the tunnel did you want Shador Sanders to see playing behind Lamar Jackson, who's probably has another 10 years minimum in the NFL? Was he supposed to learn under him and then go somewhere else and compete for another job, or was he just supposed
When
to
he's
The point is
37,
nobody was caring to get him in the first place. That's the point. And the thing is that it really depends on where the conversation started. At the beginning, I can respect that. At the beginning, like early rounds, I can respect that. But once you start to drop down to the fifth and sixth, if it happened around the fourth, the offer or
Darnell, you forgetting something, brother.
what?
So it came out that he has a prime equity clause in his contract, which is why a lot of those teams passed on him early. That prime equity clause gives him a percentage of his own. Basically, it's like the NIL deal within the NFL, to where he gets a percentage of all merchandising sales and jersey sales with his name on it, right? And all teams were willing to agree to those terms. Cleveland Browns, being a poorly run organization, I don't want to say they were bamboozled, but and Shedeur was pretty much probably got the best contract for a fifth rounder in NFL history due to that prime equity clause. So it was a lot more business oriented than people would be led on to believe. It was not at all play warranted in regards to the numbers that he put up his last year at Colorado. His
No,
play would have
nothing of
warranted
that nature. I'm not worried
a
about.
top 2 round pick in my estimation, but you have to take that into account too.
Well, I'm just still looking at it like the moment you start to drop and your stock drops, if that offer was on the table, it's like, hey man, okay, I get it. Like I was supposed to be top five and I'm dropped down to round three. I think at this point, I need to start looking at okay, like, well, shoot, like that was never the game plan. And like I said, they offered to him late and he declined it. I just feel like, dude, like Lamar Jackson, even though he is great as he is a high risk. He's mobile. He's like his mobility is his greatest ability, yet it works against him. And it's happened before. And it happened to other players of his caliber.
Yeah, he's so injury prone that he missed like at max 4 games a season. So I mean, in my estimation, not enough time to really. Again, I just feel like it's a non-story, bro. Like the man want an opportunity to start immediately. He don't want to have to ramp up his career and get the start of his.
So
You
now you
know,
compete with somebody who you drafted out with that's
yes, bro. Joe
there's no
Flacco is
big
40 years old. He's on his way out the door, and Dylan Graber, we don't really think
that's what I'm
he's
talking
like
about.
that. So, I
Well,
mean,
that's what the Browns feel like,
but the opportunity is going to be there. Again, the Browns are
just like for
poorly
him.
poorly run, but again, I just feel like, I mean, non-story, bro. You want to go somewhere where you got the chance to
Isn't
start
Shedeur this
immediately.
emergency behind? Isn't he the emergency? Like that's what I'm trying to figure out. Like there is no big leap or big distance between the two. You don't put your oh man the next guy up as your emergency. That's what's the point? Especially when your starting quarterback is a couch potato. I don't get it. At any given point, the right hit, Flacco's out, next guy up. So that's what I'm so kind of baffled and confused on. Like he's so great. Why aren't you number two? You've
I
gotten your
mean,
chance to show it.
bro,
You,
Cleveland Browns gonna be 0-4, 0-5 pretty quick. Dylan Gabriel will get his chance. He'll start probably those next 4 or 5 games, and
but
if
that's what I'm
he
saying. Now you got to compete with someone the same age who's come out the same draft year who has the
okay,
I'll
same
Darnell.
take
So what are
that
you
over
saying then,
Lamar
bro? Like,
Jackson.
what are you actually saying, bro? I will take that any day of the week as
but
competing
you
over a 2-time MVP. Yes, a rookie and a nigga who's 40 on his way out the league. Give me that over sitting behind Lamar Jackson for the next 10 years. Easy, easy. There's way more opportunities in option A than it is in option B, sitting behind this perfect ass nigga.
Darnell, if you got to bet the house on a situation of not where you want to go or what you think would be a better opportunity, if you had to bet the house on where do you think you will have a faster chance at playing, is it the Cleveland Browns situation or is it the Ravens situation, barring injury?
you know that's a crap organization, Cleveland Browns. And you know this, and they don't know how to do nothing correctly.
I just asked you a question, bro. That's all I asked
It's not.
you.
You don't
Where
think
you
Ravens going to? I guess, man. I guess one wrong tweak of his ankle One wrong hit.
That's anybody,
put him out a
bro.
couple
What are you
weeks.
saying? If you saying it for injury, bro, like that's
But he's
anybody.
high risk.
We're talking about to become a starter, though. Yeah, if you go to the Ravens and Lamar Jackson tweak his ankle, cool. But Lamar Jackson is coming back. You're not taking his job.
You're going to get an opportunity to see the field.
Bro,
Okay.
I damn near
All
told you
right.
something, bro. Who gives a fuck? Yeah, nigga, you played good. Yeah, nigga, Lamar's back. Sit your ass back down.
We talking about the start, bro. But we can move along. We know.
I'm saying in the idea of they know automatically that Lamar's going to be there. So if Shedeur gets his opportunity to show his stuff and impress people, that makes his stock go up. So therefore, hey, we're sticking with Lamar.
Is he not going to
They
get a
want
chance to do
you
that?
go
with the
there, and we're gonna make a
Browns?
good deal or make a deal to make you go there, and you can be a starter there because you have your opportunity. I look at it now like,
or they can look at that nigga and be like, you know
let me
what?
get off.
He
You gotta be
came in
behind
was
two
a
people.
serviceable backup.
You
He
gotta
was a
be
really
behind
good
you gotta
backup,
be
bro.
behind you gotta be behind Joe Flacco to whenever that ends, and then you gotta compete again against another guy who
You saying whenever Joe Flacco
Hold
ends,
on.
like Joe Flacco 28, bro?
You won't.
in a given moment he's gonna be out. Just like you just said, I'm not denying that.
You want Shedeur to try to build his stock off playing in Week 17 when Lamar Jackson sit out for the playoffs?
You miss.
That's what he wants. That's what he wants, bro. He wants Shedeur to have this grandiose opportunity behind
Dylan Gabriel shows up
behind
and shows out.
statistically
There
the
is no
best
dipping
quarterback.
back into the pool of Shedeur Sanders. That's what I'm saying. So I think it's an even play. It's not the worst thing. It's not the best either.
Beautiful.
Okay, this my last.
Up against the exact same. So I'm just looking.
This my last question.
He said he's up against the exact same thing because Dylan Gabriel is a 2-time MVP and Joe Flacco is.
Hold on. Let me just ask this question and we can move on. If you had to compete for a starting quarterback job, Darnell, right? If you had to compete,
who do you want to sit behind?
No, not even sit. If you have to go into an NFL camp and practice and compete for a starting job, do you want to have to compete against Lamar Jackson or Dylan Gabriel?
He lost to Dylan Gabriel, didn't he?
Answer my question, Darnell.
The fact is he lost to Dylan Gabriel, didn't he? Is that not a fact?
Answer the question.
The emergency quarterback. That's what I'm trying to get y'all to understand.
Don't answer the question with a question. Answer the question with a statement.
Would you want to compete against Lamar Jackson or Dylan Gabriel in the NFL camp for a starting quarterback position?
Big.
Come on, man. You're not
what talking about? Come on. Man, all right,
calm down, relax.
Moving on.
What's so hard about answering the question?
I'm hot. Hey, bro, respect the game, bro. All I got to say is respect the game, man.
Respect the game. Continue then. It's cool.
Respect the game, brother.
I'm like,
I just want you to respect the game. Is this disrespect the game podcast? Because God,
I'm about to give you an answer because you're being anxious and acting like a certain. I ain't getting into that, but I'm like, calm down. Let me get off. Cut me off before I even get my.
Nigga, you said the same shit 4 times in a row. Nigga, do you want to compete with Dylan Gabriel or Lamar Jackson?
I'm sorry your anxiety is getting to you, but I will get to it. Thank you. Yeah, no, I would rather go against Dylan Gabriel, but too bad that Shedeur failed again in that mission.
All right. Thank you for that. We appreciate it. Thank you.
Nigga just wanted to talk shit about Shedeur. Just say that. We would have gave you a whole
you know who won it. Come on, it was the instigator. Stop
it. Speaking of the name Sanders, the Colorado Buffalo, they have had the worst start through the 3-game stretch under the Coach Prime era. If y'all are a player of today, Coach Prime comes knocking on y'all door post the Travis Hunter, Shedeur Sanders era. Or y'all picking up what Coach Prime is putting down in terms of recruiting and believing that you could go to Colorado and that can be a winning organization?
No.
Well, I would ask Darnell, but we know his ass is going to be.
Why wouldn't it be? He had 4 draft picks in there. I would totally believe in him. Why wouldn't I? He has the ability.
Can't get a read on this
right?
nigga.
I'm serious. Did he not have
No. Oh, and I see what he's doing, and I'm not even saying it
I'm
like
not
you're
even
doing
being no
something
trolling. That's
intentional.
real
Yeah,
life.
you're not trolling. You're being, yeah, no, I feel where you're coming from. But you saying he got 4 draft picks? Izzo saying no. Um, I don't think I'm going either, bro. I think I'm cool on that edit. I think I'm cool on that recruitment.
And it's really no like this against his coaching or anything, bro.
No,
It's
Neil,
just
hold on.
if
Forgive
I'm a
me,
recruit,
Izzo. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I,
I just want to say something real quick because I'm looking at Darnell's reaction. I'm saying post Travis Hunter, Shedeur Sanders era. They're not there, and Coach Sanders is trying to recruit you. Or you still trying to go to Colorado knowing that Shedeur Sanders and Travis Hunter are no longer there. Webster, they're gone. Is that still like, do you still believe in Coach Prime and their program? That's what I'm asking in terms of recruitment. Post, you still going?
I
think it
guess.
just depends.
I got that, man. I'm just confused on just like one moment y'all say these guys are so whatever, but Coach Prime had technically nothing to do with it, is what y'all telling me based on your reaction and how I feel about it. I'm like, did he not just rebuild this organization? Did he not just have 4 or 5 draft picks in the last 2 years? Like, I don't I that's pretty significant for a team that was not really thought about, especially on offense or defense. Like, I would I guess I don't know what to believe anymore at this point.
I think it's easy to say you wouldn't go there now, right? Like, and in their first year, probably it would have been a lot of people who said, "Nah, I wouldn't want to go there," right? I think the reason I'm saying I wouldn't want to go to their recruitment, or I wouldn't want to be recruited by them, is in the post Shedeur Travis Hunter era, is because you're in a situation now where you don't truly know who the quarterback is. So if you were a receiver, certainly not trying to go there because you don't know who you're supposed to be developing chemistry with. That's one. Then two, on the defensive side of the ball, they still can't stop a cold in the summertime. And so I just like I don't. Maybe you could say they rebuilding because they lost marquee pieces, and that's what we're witnessing right now. They're rebuilding, so it's gonna look ugly. But you could also argue like, hey, you've had 3 years to start to try to like develop guys, recruit guys, even though this is the transfer portal era. You got to be able to sustain. It's not looking as if though there's been a plan in place post the Shedeur Travis Hunter era. Those guys are great, so obviously when they leave, you're going to be lacking a lot. But you could argue like they have looked the worst that they've looked since he's been there. And maybe again, that's because, and you could make the argument that maybe the reason they only look good is because they had those 4 NFL draftees. You can make that argument. So we'd have to see what he true how now we don't get to see like him as like coach slash dad. This is pure uncut coaching. Ain't no son, no family, ain't no bloodline in this. This is pure coaching and recruiting. What is the deal now? Like you had that luxury of being able to have your homegrown bred son in the mix at the helm. And now without him, who are you as a again pure uncut coach?
I don't see what the difference is if it's your son or not. How great I'm just not. It's just not computing like the difference. Like if you're a good coach and you know how to coach players, I feel like hell, you was his coach his whole entire life. If that makes any sense. At least for his whole career. I don't understand how you you may have a certain relationship with Shedeur, but at the end of the day, the relationship that I seen, there was not really much fatherly to son. It was a lot of player to coach. They had moments in between, but from what I've seen from a coaching, he was still his own quarterback. And you've seen a lot of own Shedeur stuff in it. But at the same time, though, it was a lot of coaching involved. Like I didn't see a lot of the fatherly son aspect on the field. Of course, if he got hit hard, maybe, but other than that, I know he was coaching the team. So I just feel like we're taking credit away from Coach Prime. 'Cause at the end of the day, when he lost, he reacted the exact same way. When he lost last year and the year before, that was bullcomb. That was horrible. That was this, and it was moments of the same moments. It was moments where the Colorado offensive line didn't hold up. It was moments where their defense couldn't stop nothing. It was several moments where it was like, okay, it was just a bad game. Now, granted, 0-3 is pretty bad, but at the same time, though, it's just like the 0-3, right? 1-2, and they've been there. So I mean, granted, the star power isn't there, but I still feel like the organization that he's building is still trending up, just not as strong as it was before. So therefore, I wouldn't mind going there. If I'm a top prospect, I look at it as more of an opportunity. Like he already proved he can coach high talented, high caliber players. So why wouldn't I want to go there if I think I'm the best? That's why I get confused from it. I'm like, I get okay, the stars are gone, but if he was able to coach them to not sucking anymore, why wouldn't I want to go to an organization? So that's how I look at it, man. Like nothing about his losses scream out different from the last 2 years. Only thing is, like I said, he had more high caliber players then.
Um, so they had obviously they had they had Travis Hunter obviously got drafted. Shedeur Sanders got drafted. LeJounte Wester, he got drafted. Jimmy Horn Jr. drafted. And then that's four I just named that was drafted. Yeah. One, two. Yeah. So you got those four who got drafted. And then you have BJ Green who was undrafted. Shiloh, obviously, he ended up getting cut undrafted. Will Shepard, he went undrafted. Cameron Selman, he went undrafted. So I hear what you're saying. If you're great, why wouldn't you want to be coached by the great? I think sometimes when you talk about the dynamics of being drafted into the NFL, as much as college, as much as football in itself is viewed as a team sport, if you're a great individual player, they will find you, as how the old adage always goes. So you could be at Colorado, y'all could not be winning, but people could say, oh, well, like, he's a great lineman. Like he had those, like they can't protect the quarterback. He hasn't gave up any personal sacks on the quarterback and those things of that nature. And maybe even though they may not be winning, may not be the team that they once were, the coaching staff is enough to help those players develop and possibly make connections into being drafted or being put in a position to have a good chance at being drafted. When you think about all the Hall of Famers and NFL experience that is on that coaching staff, but if we just like a prime, like talking to me saying like, "Hey, we want you. Like we trying to win. We're gonna turn this thing around with you." I'm gonna be skeptical, like to jump at that offer.
Did he not do it already? Twice?
Yes, he did it with Jackson State, and he has done it with Colorado. Colorado.
Have we
Yes,
not
he.
forgot? Have we forgot?
No, we can't have a recency bias. I understand the recency bias that can be there with the 1 and 2 start, but again, like you know what was the common denominator and who you did it with? Your son and Travis. I'm just saying, host Travis and Shedeur era. What is Coach Prime as a head coach? That's all I'm saying. I feel like that's a legitimate question. Um, so Izzo, you wasn't on last week, and I wanted to get your take on this. So last week we was talking about fantasy football. week one, not Devonta Adams, AJ Brown doesn't get a target till like the first quarter, to the fourth quarter of a game one. Game two had more than one target, but he didn't like go crazy. Jalen Hurts only had like 101 yards passing. Mental Days we was talking about that, and it didn't sit right in my spirit that like your number one guy can go an entire game and only get one target, regardless of like the personnel, the scheme, and like whatever was going on the field to like not get a target to the fourth quarter. Um, that bothered me so much so that I feel like if the number one guy could go without a target or only get one target the fourth quarter, the second guy, eventually his day or days throughout the season is going to come where he's not even thought about. And God forbid that happen at the most unopportune time. Like, let's say, hey, the
Are we talking about
playoffs.
the first week of the Eagles win?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So, because of that, I released Devontae Smith. Don't want nothing to do with him.
I actually
Considering
picked him up in the league
you
when you
did.
released him.
Yeah, I seen that.
Just
Uh,
forecasting better days. Yep.
but with how Jalen Hurts plays, his style of play at the quarterback position, you picking up Devontae Smith, what's your thought process? Do you believe that he's going to wreak havoc at some point, or is that just like strategy for maybe a spot game here or there?
I mean, honestly, bro, it was just under the notion of like, okay, if AJ wasn't getting them targets, somebody got to get them, you know. And Goddard is hurt. You know, you can only go so anemic in a pass game like Hurts. You got to step it up, bro. Like, you know, I know 300 yards ain't your forte, but I'm gonna need 200 plus in
You
order
can't
for
be
that.
satisfied with not feeding your guys.
Yeah, man. So, I mean, the ideology behind it is more so, you know, Goddard went down. Um, got to pass to somebody, and then just upcoming matchups. You know, if AJ is locked up against, you know, number one corner over there, Devontae should see a lot of 1-on-1. Jalen Hurts takes advantage of, you know, 1-on-1 coverage with his receivers. So, but he's a deep down my bench. We don't need him at all on the team, so I might, you know, just depending on how my roster is shaping out, you know, I could potentially let him go. Um, you know, just to make room for somebody else. But, you know, man, on the Shiners, you know, we consider our options, and I would love to think of myself as like the Howie Roseman of this thing in regards to GM in these fantasy leagues, man. You know, I'm just open to all the opportunities. You know, I like to sign people early, forecast success. You know, that way we're not waiting to the last minute and, you know, potentially losing out on opportunities, you know, to other maybe slowful GMs and stuff like that. So I don't know what the faces are scrunched up for on this particular segment, but you know, I'm speaking my truth. Dig what I'm
My
saying?
apologies. I'm about to. I'm sorry.
My truth about, you know, my team and my strategy, how we like to do things again on the Shiner. So, you know, that was my thinking, my good brother Emac.
I can respect it, dog. I can respect it. That playing early in the third quarter. That was free as
Who
air.
who cashed?
Skylar Diggins field goal
Field goal
attempt.
to hey, I love to hear that. I love to
Hey,
hear that.
bro.
How many rebounds Asia got?
Asia has a whopping total of 10.
Oh, I thought you was finna kill me with like two. I was finna be so pissed off. Third quarter and she got 10?
Yeah,
How
Oh
many more
yeah.
you got?
yeah. Oh, and they got a fight. Oh, they got a fight. She was free. I got greedy. I don't feel like I got greedy. I completely like we talked. I forgot about that
Um
one-on-one matchup.
one
Ryan
one more
Howard sold.
one more question. How many rebounds Gabby Williams got? If you don't mind me asking, brother.
Now she got a whopping one.
That hurts.
That she really put the
Man,
whopping and whopping. Yeah, she got a whopping one.
I knew that was
Uh,
gonna be like a little.
What do that other girl got? Not NECA on their team. Points and
Ezzy.
boards. Not Ezzy. It's another girl they got.
Oh, Dominique.
Yeah.
The rookie. She got, you say points and rebounds?
Yeah.
10 collectively. 6 points, 4 boards.
That ain't bad. Where they in the third?
Low third, 3 minutes left in the third.
I'll take that.
Seattle stormed down. It's a must win, so they probably gonna play a lot of full quarter.
You got to, unless you want to tell me they rigged. But anyway, that was our live update portion of Respect the Game. But when you see this, it won't be live anymore. But
Oh, but I had a quick little insert to the talking about the Eagles. I also want to talk about the tush push because obviously another controversy around them in the Chiefs game, and I wanted to share this take from an NFL guy, Jerry McCoy, on his take on potentially trying to stop the tush push and also what makes it great. Then obviously just like the naked eye of it just looking unstoppable. So here we go.
What Nick Sirianni has done is he's done what Bill Belichick did for a lot of years. He studied the rules, and he understood that there was a time where defensively we could use leverage, where we could push. You can't do that anymore. We seen that in the Broncos game where they said he pushed him down, so he used leverage to jump over. There was a time where you could do that. There was a time where when we did field goal, the linebackers would push us forward. You could actually do that. They took that out of the rules. So Nick Sirianni said, well, they can't use leverage, we can. And he's gotten a guy who is strong as Jalen Hurts, and it's how they run it. I'm okay with them running it, but here's the thing. People need to let their pride go, and if you want to find a way to stop it, I think all teams should have a tush-push package. And what that means is take out these smaller guys. Everybody's trying to stop it with linebackers. Take them out the game. Put in defensive linemen, because the problem is with the leverage, with the push, you have no weight to counteract it. So you need to have your biggest lineman over the top of the center because that's legal. You need to have 2 linemen in the A-gaps because that's legal. Instead of having backers back here, put defensive linemen right there. So now when you have your nose guard, he's over the top of the center. 2 D tackles, they're in the A-gaps. These other guys can stand up. They can't push, but they definitely can run in there. So they need to get all the gaps. Just have all defensive linemen. Get 2 defensive linemen that can stand up. That's the only way to counteract it because they have leverage and they're pushing forward. Jalen Hurts is so strong. He's so explosive moving forward. It's hard to stop his momentum. It does not matter if you're what the offensive linemen are doing. They're going to the ground. You're not going to get lower than them. But if you got these guys who can stop his leverage right here in the middle, you got 2 people that can stop right here, but even when what's happening is he's just falling over the top of them. But if you have 2 linemen that are standing there instead of these smaller guys, now you got weight versus weight.
Yeah, man. Yeah, so I thought that was like a really nice breakdown in terms of just like how you could go about stopping it. But I feel like when you get into goal line situations where they're like, it's just like for the Eagles, it's a tush push. For other teams, obviously, it's just like a fall forward. Or when you're trying to get 1 yard. What you start to see now, especially if it's like 4th and goal on the 1, is like quarterback says hut and literally jumps in the air, extends the ball over the goal line, and that's a touchdown. So, like, I feel like you could easily, like, when or if the tush push ever gets to a place where it's stopped, then you're going to just see guys just saying hut and reaching the ball over the goal line without even moving his feet damn near practically, how some plays be looking. Obviously, it was in question whether or not he was going to get banned this past offseason, and it got ruled to, like, stay. But me personally, I tend to not like the tush push simply because, like, I think it's no clean-cut way on trying to officiate it. I feel like the tush push, like, the calling on it, I feel like the play never ends until, like, the Eagles get the yards they need because it's so scuffled and muffed up and whatever the case may be. But how I mean, what do y'all see the future of the tush push? Do teams adapt? Does it eventually get banned, or is the Eagles gonna build a dynasty off of it?
I think NFL stand for not for long and league full of crybabies. So I think really in the near future it'll probably get banned. But I mean, build a dynasty off of it is crazy. But I mean, the Eagles have shown, man, that they don't win sexy, but they do win because they typically block better and they tackle better, than a large number of teams within the league. And if you do those two things at the core of football, who it is, you typically win. The team that blocks and tackles better, more times than not, they typically win the game. You're on mute, by the way.
Yeah, I follow you. I follow you. Um, I'm sorry. I'm just watching these plays hit, and like I got one that went catastrophically wrong. I apologize.
Who you talking about?
Ryan Howard, bro. I just needed her to push. She only finished with 2 rebounds tonight, bro.
Bro. And y'all want to get paid? I don't like that. I don't like that.
Yeah, lastly, before we get out of here, or two more things, but before we get out of here, what do y'all make of the talk currently with there being a conflict of interest in Tom Brady being in the coach's box, listening to the play calls, watching the Las Vegas Raiders, watching the game unfold, as he also has the insight from other coaches that he interviews from a week to week basis for his broadcasting job. Uh, do y'all think that could? Do y'all think it is a conflict of interest? Do y'all think Tom Brady is really being able to like gain insight for these interviews with these coaches and these players week to week, and being able to help the Raiders use that to their advantage? Will the NFL step in, or will the NFL step in and be like, nah, Brady, you can't be in the box, or will we see his role with his job brought with the broadcasting? I believe it's NBC with, if I'm not mistaken, change.
I mean, bro, I honestly I do, because we talking about a guy with Deflategate and Spygate in his career. He's willing to do anything to win and gain a competitive edge. Although the Raiders aren't nearly at, winning contention level, you would be a fool not to think that he isn't gaining some type of intel from it and not discussing this with somebody with a Raiders logo, on their clothing. So to think that it isn't happening would be extremely naive, right? So to answer your question, there is a level of conflict of interest that arises there, and the league should step in. They've already tried to put stipulations in place, but come on, man, you get to hear game plan, you get to hear strategic strategy, who they planning on highlighting this week due to the matchup, right? Like, again, you're talking to a well-known cheater, and this ain't nobody hating on Tom Brady. I still think Tom Brady is the best quarterback ever. However, the facts are the facts. And where there's smoke, eventually there typically is some fire. So, they'd have been real good and, have been the logo for winning for so long as far as Tom Brady himself and his brand. But, it has some asterisks attached to it, just as far as, you got a couple different cheating allegations. So they say if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying.
Hey man, you ain't trying to cheat, you ain't trying to win. Shout out to my dog Hobby, man. Riverwood, man. Homestead, Texas.
Star on the keyboard.
Say that again, Black Peace.
An asterisk and nothing but a star on the keyboard.
Yeah, an asterisk is also a symbol embodied to show.
Let me have my bar, bro.
It is a bar, bro. But I'm just trying to make my Tom Brady point. Like I said, the guy has been caught up in a couple different scandals, man. You know, I'm surprised the nigga ain't cheating his marriage or something. I don't know.
Damn.
Nigga, I'm just saying, man.
His family life.
I mean, he got divorced.
He probably cheated on her with the game because he respected it that much.
Beautiful people. I don't know how to end it up better than that.
Oh man, that was great. That's great. I said Brady he called games for Fox, but yeah, we'll wrap it up on that. They do allege that in those like pregame meetings, it's not really like the coaches are really like giving out their game plan. It's kind of just fluff to get them some banter for the broadcast. But we'll see what the end.
Look out for our practice squad player. He may make a play or two today.
Right, yeah, type stuff. You feel me? So yeah, that practice guy, he's gonna come along. I mean, he's sitting behind Lamar Jackson, but in 10 years, he may be someone. It's a great callback. That's comedy for you people. Hey, beautiful people, man. Right now is a special time because the doors of the pod are open. And all that simply means is this is a chance for you to hit that subscribe button.
Oh, my brother.
Yes, sir. And if you already hit that subscribe button and you want to do more for us, what you can do for us is hit the like button. Matter of fact, if you don't want to hit the like button and we said something you disagree with or you disrespect or you feel like was disrespectful, hit the thumbs down button. That's cool too. We would love the engagement, whether you like us, whether you don't like us. And if you've already subscribed and you've already hit the like button and you feel like you want to do more, you really want to commit, you really want to take full advantage of the doors of the pod being open, we ask that you share this content with somebody. And we'll forever be grateful. We'll forever appreciate it. We always and forever thank you for tuning in and listening to this podcast. We don't take it for granted. This is what you call a great episode. Respect the Game podcast. We will see you beautiful people next week.